Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam. Yasyantanadimadhyam nahi karacharanam nama gotram na sutram no jatim naiva varnan bhavati purusho nanupamsam nacha stri nakaram na vikaram nahi janani maranam nasti punyam na papam no tattvam tattvamekam saja samarasam Sadgurum Tvam Namami, Sadgurum Tvam Namami. Sanatana Dharma, I salute, I offer my namaskaras to Sanatana Dharma, Shankaracharya and all my gurus, and I welcome you all for this Ananda Shankara's English discourses. So welcome you all.
Sir, video ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ sir ತಮ್ಮದು.
So today we are coming the Sadhana Chatushtaya. We are come to the internal disciplines, internal wealth. We are called Shama Shatka Sampatthi. So Shama Shatka Sampatthi, this is the fourth internal wealth that is called Titiksha. So I will explain Titiksha. Maybe Titiksha is the one of the most profound things in Vedanta. Everywhere they talk about Titiksha. It is very much respected. Titiksha is respected sadhana. So everybody has to cultivate this sadhana. And this is a specially compulsory sadhana for everybody to develop. So that is what it says. So what I try to do is, first, according to Vedanta, what all it is said, first we listen, and one way of analyzing that from the Vedanta. Another way of analyzing is, in the same Vedanta, there are 2-3 scriptures differently analyzes this. So sometimes one way of analyzing and another way of analyzing looks to be same, but it is lot of difference will be there. Maybe when I start analyzing one way, wherever once one of the scripture it is analyzed like this, and I start analyzing the same from another text, some of the things may be repetitive, but if you carefully examine, the two analyses are entirely different. You will come to know that. And for Titiksha especially, I want to do different texts, where all it has quoted, how it is quoted, why it is quoted. I want to do. I may be not able to complete within a class, not a problem. I may continue it in the next class also, not a problem. but I want to analyze in two different angles. So one angle to another angle, when I start analyzing, some of the things looks to be similar, but bear with me. It is not a repetition, but it is starting point of analyzing, maybe looking different. At the end of the thing, there is a lot of understanding we are going to get it. Almost all Vedanta is totally, it is a Nyaya Shastra and a Tarka Shastra. It is reasoning and logical. Logical skills and reasoning skills should be very high in order to become a Vedantin. If you are not able to do this reasoning skills and logical skills questioning, you are not able to learn any of the sadhana and you cannot get into moksha. Because my mind mesmerizes, easy way it takes, and it will be easily convinced whatever it is known to it. But it doesn't want to know anything new other than that what it is already known to me. It is the mind game. We have to transcend the mind. When we transcend the mind, we are going to understand it. Titiksha is a very beautiful subject. I am very much impressed. And Titiksha is the only sadhana which will be very practical for us to do. And we have to adopt to become more and more successful in our Adhyatmic sadhana. I recommend each one of you very carefully. Today, whoever are missing the classes, they are missing the golden opportunity of learning this. This is such a beautiful sadhana. Titiksha is a beautiful sadhana. And I will be doing in two different analysis, Nyaya and Tarka. So I will be putting all of the statements in the reasoning skills and logical skills and then obtaining the answers from that. That is the way, methodology which I want to work with this subject. Because this is a very profound thing, Titiksha. The profound knowledge. The Sadhana Chatushtaya, totally it is a profound knowledge, but in this, it is more profound knowledge is there. So please, I may go very slowly, but bear with me, because slowly means I am not in a hurry to finish up this Titiksha within one class, or if it is not completed, I may go to the next class also. But even one way of analyzing itself will give you a lot of benefits, lot of thinking. So, Titiksha is called forbearance featured image. Forbearance. So, Sadhana Chatushtaya. So, Mangalacharana Shloka. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattva Bidhiyate Tattva Bidhiyate. Sadhana Chatushtaya. Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampannadhikarinam Moksha Sadhana Bhutam Tattva Viveka Prakaram Vakshamaha. Sadhana Chatustayam Kim Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha Ihamutrartha Palabhoga Viragaha Samadhi Shatka Sampatthi Mumukshutvam Cheti Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha Nitya Vastvekam Brahma Tadvatiriktam Sarvamanityam Ayameva Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha Viragah Kaha Iha Swarga Bhogeshu Ichcharahityam Samadhi Sadhana Sampatthi Ka Shamodama Uparamas Titiksha Shraddha Samadhanancha Iti Shamah Kaha Mano Nigraha Antarindriya Nigraha Damah Kaha Chakshuradi Bhakyendriya Nigraha Uparamah Kaha Swadharma Anushtanam Eva. Up to this we have seen Uparama, Shat Dharmas, we have seen that. whatever we have to do, Nitya Karma, Naimitika Karma, Kamya Karma, Prayashchitta Karma, Nishiddha Karma, and Nishkama Karma. So that is the uparama. Today we are talking about Titiksha. Titiksha ka Shitoshna Sukhadukkadi Sahishnutvam Shraddha Kidrushi Guru Vedanta Vakyadishu Vishwasa Shraddha Samadhanam Kim Chittaikagrata Mamukshutvam Kim Moksho me Bhuyaditi Icha Etat Sadhana Chatushtayam Tattva Sattva Vivekasyadhikarino Bhavantu. So it's a very beautiful Sadhana Chatushtaya, has to be by-hearted by each one of you. Then only it will give you throughout your life. Very simple and very powerful text. Now we are into the fourth, internal wealth. External wealth, whatever we acquire, we are bound to leave it here. We cannot carry it from here to for the next line. But many of our physical things is not possible to carry out from one place to another place also. I have a house in Jayanagar, but I cannot carry it to Rajajinagar. So when I go out of house, I have to leave the house and go. So whatever my physical earnings are there, it is not possible to come with me wherever I want to go. That means wherever you are going alone yourself. For example, you have a wife, you cannot carry wife all the places, or spouse every places you cannot. There are some places, your private place is there, only one of the spouse is allowed, then one of the spouse only you can go. Children you cannot carry, parents you cannot carry, all your gold, wealth, everything you cannot carry. But whatever we are not able to carry along with us, even in this present life, we are struggling to get all those things. We can't carry many of our wealth, if you go to a holiday place, even the bed sheet, towel, everything you are not carrying. You have to use whatever is available there. Food. So you are going alone. Everything you are leaving behind. So even in this physical world itself, you can't carry all the physical things what you have achieved, you cannot carry with you. Your name and fame is limited to your colony or your road. So 3 roads behind your road, nobody knows who are you. You may be having a lot of name, fame, everything may be there. You are not so far. Even Sachin Tendulkar, if he goes five street away, many people may not be knowing. Many old people may not learn and they don't like cricket at all. They may not like Sachin Tendulkar. Many new children also may not like cricket. They may not learn about Sachin Tendulkar. So when such is the Bharata Ratna figure itself is not remembered, not even in the present day. So even the name and fame cannot be carrying, you cannot carry. So what you carry is your physical body, your mind, and all the sadhanas. Whatever sadhana you have done, it comes along with you. If you are a short temper, that is a sadhana you have cultivated, the short temper will come wherever you go. If you have practiced the calmness is going to come along with you. If you have practiced helpfulness, wherever you go, even without any baggage, if you go also, you are going to help. That means only sadhanas are going to come along with you, even in this life, as well as in the next life. Sadhanas means once any habit at the same time, at the same place, continuously done 21 days and 48 days, it becomes a sadhana. Physical sadhana needs 21 days, 48 days of continuously repeating the same thing on the same day, same time. When you practice that, it becomes a mental sadhana. So today at 10 o'clock I practiced, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, day after tomorrow at midnight I am practicing the sadhana. It is not called as sadhana. Sadhana means perfectly, it has to be practiced at the same time. Suppose you are eating breakfast at 8 o'clock continuously, you have made a habit of 2 to 3 years. At 8 o'clock exactly your stomach will be hungry. If breakfast is not there, you are becoming angry. You are becoming restless. So you have cultivated your body, mind, that comes along with you. Wherever you go, that comes along with you. Please carefully note this. This is the only thing which comes even in this physical life also, and even in the next life also. Even in the physical life, if you are going alone, no, not your wife or not your husband, but still your sadhana comes with you. Whether it is a good sadhana or a bad sadhana, it comes along with you. Nothing else comes along with you. Nothing else will come along with you, even in this physical world. So that has to be noted, underlined and kept in mind. So now we are talking Titiksha behind this, as a backdrop of this. So we have to see. Titiksha can be defined as endurance or forbearance to withstand all forms of challenges in life. That is a sadhana. Titiksha, to be explained like this, is it is defined as endurance and forbearance to withstand all forms of challenges in life. So this is the broad definition. We will get into very detailed analysis I am going to do. So we will see what all I am going to see, especially for this Titiksha is. So we will understand step by step what is Titiksha and why our likes and dislikes are subjective and relative. What is the way it is becoming, how to understand, analyze that also we will see that. Why should we accept situations without resistance is another thinking of the Titiksha offshoot it will come. How do our mind label situations? So is another way we have to understand this. Everything is a mind game. So whatever we carry, it only comes through our mind only. That becomes our personality, that becomes our behavior, that becomes our life. Your habit is your life. Why Titiksha is listed as an important qualification also, we will see that. So what is the link between Titiksha and Viveka? We have to also analyze. So because I have taken these main points from different texts, so how all they have analyzed in Viveka Chudamani, in Upanishad, how in one of the Kavya, Bhartrahari Kavya, how they have analyzed. So everything I have taken and differently, and what all the analysis we have to do, we will see that. Titiksha is called as endurance and forbearance. So both word has to be understood. We will see that. First, we will understand what is the definition Shankaracharya has written. Titiksha ka. Titiksha is only 3-letter word. So Titiksha ka, very beautifully questioned. For that Shankaracharya is only answering Shitoshna Sukha Dukkhadi Sahishnutvam. Shita Ushna, two opposites. Sukha Dukkhadi, two opposites. Sahishnutvam is called forbearance, tolerance limit. It is Sahishnutvam is tolerance. Tolerance is not a intellectual tolerance. Intellectually, if you cultivate, I don't want to be angry, it may sustain for some time only. When the tolerance limit goes, you are going to become angry. Whereas Titiksha is not, that is the tolerance. It is the Viveka related tolerance you have to find out. So it is very important and very useful discipline. And not only for the spiritual seeker, you want moksha, for that only you want to learn Titiksha, not necessary. Even a common man in this busy world, if somebody develops a Titiksha, he is more successful in his own way of working style and in his own organization. He is more successful because of this one skill is developed. One sadhana has developed. Because of that, he will be more powerful person. So this is how we have to learn this. In life, we are going to get painful situations and pleasurable situations, and we experience this in life. Is it in our control? No, it is not in our control. It is inevitable. It comes. It comes just like that. So, Titiksha is forbearance. It is called, so it is says in one of the famous texts, Uddhava Gita. Uddhava Gita is also like a Bhagavad Gita, another Gita is there. So what it says is, Titiksha is patient endurance of suffering. Patiently you have to endurance. That means you have to increase your tolerance of your suffering. Suffering, if you are suffering because you have a less tolerance. If you increase your tolerance, that means endurance. You are not going to get pain. So this is the backdrop of the psychology or the sadhana, what it says. So bearing with the difference in all opposites such as pleasure and pain, there is a lot of list Uddhava Gita makes. So pleasure and pain are two opposites. Heat and cold are two opposites. Expectation of reward and punishment. Some punishment also we expect and some reward also we expect. I have made a mistake. Boss is going to scold me. You are expecting it. And the reward also, I have done a very wonderful job. He has to give me reward. So this is the two opposites. My mind is expecting that. That is expectation of reward and punishment. Accruement of gain and loss. Many of the things is any economical situation or anything. I have 10 friends. Due to some topic, I have lost 3 friends. Argument happened and 3 friends have left me. So this is a gain and loss every time will happen. Not only in money, in many of the things, even on my own spouses, between 2 spouses, any reaction or any argument or any discussion happens, carefully the discussion when you analyze, they are taking their own sides. When they take the sides, they come near or they go away in the minds. They may stay under one roof. They may not like each other like yesterday how I liked because of this one argument. That means loss is there. Because of this one argument we have come very closer. It is a gain maybe there. So accruement, that is accruement is accumulation of gain and loss, is also called as Titiksha. Vanity and envy. That vanity is a pride and also jealous. Both are the accruement will be there. Resentment and depression. Fame and obscurity we call it as. These are all in Uddhava Gita. They have mentioned what is Titiksha of the pairs of the opposites. Lavishness and the miserliness. Pride and ego. Virtue, respect and wise respect. Birth and death. Happiness, safety, comfort, restlessness, boredom. Many things are opposites of this you have to imagine yourself. Affection and bereavement. Infatuation. These are all the things which is going to become attachment and desire, etc. Being entirely responsible for encouragement. Who is responsible for my encouragement? I only have responsible. And so I am going to give what is Uddhava Gita has mentioned in different stages. So after that I am going to analyze totally everything separately. So I have to recalibrate myself with my own personality, personal behavior, past behavior, present behavior and future behavior. Every now and then I have to do that. When you're correcting that, that is also called Titiksha. The frame of mind and esteem is also called as Titiksha. So this is one of the important 6 qualities. So it is the jewel, it is called as a diamond type of sadhana. So when you practice Shama, and when you practice Dama, and when you practice uparama, when you practice Viveka, when you practice Vairagya, then Titiksha is going to become more in handy in your this one. So this is called utilizing the self-control methodology. We have to see. Titiksha is endurance of all afflictions without countering the aids. That is what Viveka Chudamani in the 25th shloka, Uddhava Gita already I have taken. This is Viveka Chudamani. It says in 25th shloka, endurance of all types of afflictions without countering the aid. Something I like it, something I dislike it, without getting disturbed my mind. So I take it without countering anything in my mind, not externally, internally. You should not counter it. And without anxiety, without lamentement. Lamentement is cursing myself within my mind. Is also called Titiksha. Any situation if I am able to face like this is called Titiksha according to Viveka Chudamani. So Viveka Chudamani says beautifully like that. And it also says that this Titiksha is very much essential to progress in sadhana. In order to have self-inquiry, then only it is called Atma Jnana. The other Jnana, whatever you are inquiring about other things other than you, is the worldly knowledge. Whatever you start inquiring about yourself is called Atma Jnana. The yourself is not your belongings and possessions. So what exactly you are, that is called Atma Jnana, that is the self-inquiry, you have to do that. But we are always doing about our possessions inquiry and our relations we are inquiring it. So I have only 2 things in the world. I have possessions and I have relations. Relations and then not the family relations or something like that. A possession, that means I have a car, that is a possession. But I have a relationship with the car also. The car, it is gifted by my boss or it is gifted by my wife or my son. So one is the car as a possession, 25 lakh rupees car I have. But apart from that, I have a relationship on the same thing also. So that is the relationship. So our total life is revolving around only these 2 things. Possessions and relations. Possessions and relations. Wife is a possession and the relationship with the wife is a different thing. If you love, you have a different relationship. If you don't love, if you have suspicion and all the things, you have a different relationship. But still you possess a wife or spouse, but your relationship is not same. That means my life is revolving anything and everything, including eating and having a small pen, chocolate, to that. Everything has got 2 ends of this. One is called possession, another is called relations. For example, a ship has come to the harbor. It is tied to the harbor. A chain will be put to the harbor. One pillar will be there. For that, it will be tied. But other end of the chain is also tied to the ship itself. That means ship is tied in 2 ways. One is inside the ship. There is a pillar is there. For that, the chain is tied, and the other side of the thing on the shore, on the harbor, there is another pillar is there that is tied. That means 2 sides it is tied. If you want to become free, Either you can remove from yourself whatever in the ship it is given, that time not also you can remove and make your ship free, or from the ground also they can make you free. But ship cannot be becoming free by itself. Somebody removes the chain from the shore. The waves will take the ship and it will crack the ship to the shore. Because for the ship to set free, a captain must enter. If captain of the ship is not there, ship cannot be set aside. It cannot be set free. Similar way, our life has to be set free means I cannot cut the relations, I cannot cut this relation possession unless a captain in my life has to arrive. Who is that captain? Atma. When Atma comes, automatically both possessions and relations will have a different meaning, and thereby there is no attachments. That is called detachment. Automatically it gets detached. Because the captain has arrived, the ship has to sail. When sailing has to happen, it cannot have the knots either on the ground or on the ship itself. Similar way, our life is bound by possessions and relations. Possessions and relations, the only thing we know this, or he is my uncle, he is my auntie, all these things is the relation you are thinking. That is our day-to-day life, we are understanding the relation like that. But the relation here is you have a possession. Towards that possession, you have a relation. Suppose your house has got a gate and the neighbor house also has got a gate. Suppose one of the street going child, so when he is playing with the neighbor's gate, you are not going to get affected. So that it is playing on the gate and singing like that and making lot of sound and climbing on that, making lot of noise on that. You are not going to say one word because you are not related to that gate and you are not possessed to that gate also. But the same child comes to your gate and starts making noise. You start shouting on the child. What is this? This you are not having a proper way of doing things. The gate is same, material is same. But first in the neighbor house it is not my gate. So it is not my gate. It is when it is not my gate, I don't have a relationship also. When it is my gate, I have a relationship. This is the very clarity you have to understand. Why I get relations and possessions. In life, we are not afraid of death. Daily in newspaper we are seeing so many people are died. So next road somebody died. Everything we'll be talking. We are not afraid of death. But when one of our family members dies, we get depressed. Because I am attached. I am already having a possession and relationship. Because of that, my psychology is getting affected. So the possession, my possessions and my relations is affecting my psychology. Titiksha is working on this. Why it is affecting? How we have to control? What is the methodology to make sadhana? And how we have to conquer that? So this is called forbearance. So forbearance is you have to extend your tolerance. So the extending your tolerance, we will work on that. We will talk on that. Whenever a situation comes to me, I have three possible options are there. I can fight, I can plight, or I can face it. Three possibilities are there. Fighting is an immediate attack. It is a reaction. There is no thinking of the mind, you will not consult Viveka. Just like that, it jumps into action. Suppose somebody has scolded, you are also starting scolding him. It is a reaction, you are going to do it. The opposite man who is scolding, he is a very strong bodybuilder, you cannot even scold him back. So you are withdrawing yourself and running away. That in the sense, you may be physically standing in front of him. You don't want to do because of the fear. You are flight mode or running away mode, you are there. But there is a third methodology is called as responding. Responding, when you want to do respond, your Viveka you are consulting and your detachment, attachment, whatever the dispassion is there. So Viveka and Vairagya both are consulted, then a response will come. It is not a reaction. It is a very time-tested quality of the situation handling will come to your mind. That is, at that point of time, you are going to respond it. So, Titiksha makes us to respond. Titiksha is going to tell you how to respond. That means, for that you have to practice Titiksha first in your lifetime, and then when the situation comes, you are going to face it, not like the next person. You are going to face extraordinary person like yourself. In the same situation, you will be totally behaving in a different way. That is called Titiksha. Titiksha practices makes you like that. So practice of yoga makes a person inwardly of this. Titiksha is inwardly preparing yourself. And even-minded and cheerfulness, you have to do that. The very act of calming and minusing of your emotional reactions to get a better influence of any of your circumstances. That is called Titiksha. Titiksha is not putting yourself in trouble. So you are analyzing carefully the situation with Viveka and Vairagya and Shama and Dama and uparama, and then you are taking a decision. So with that point of time, you are not able to get hurt. So your endurance has gone up. So that is the way we have to practice sadhana. So that sadhana, how to do that also in subsequent stages, we will see that. So Titiksha is the fourth qualification. This is an attitude of forbearance. So the pain and pleasure, whatever is there, it has to be analyzed. So it will be get affected or not affected. So because of my possession and relationship methodology, I may get affected, I may not get affected. So now the thing Titiksha will work on what is the methodology of getting possession and relations at the first place itself. So that is the psychological analysis the Titiksha has to do. At the Titiksha, when you are coming, you are going to know the results of your own action. If your action is only causing you the happiness, your reaction is only causing unhappiness. So actions and reactions properly done. So then your happiness and unhappiness is in your control. So that is why Titiksha is very much essential. How to do that, what to do that, slowly we will get into that. So one is, for example, we will take one small analysis. Suppose somebody scolds you. What you will do? Because psychologically we have to Nyaya and Tarka, we have to apply all these things. So in all the Vedanta is Nyaya Shastra and Tarka Shastra only. That is only, it is very unlogical end it will take us. And there is no further end possible. That is the only end it will take you, and finally you have to accept. Because all the there is a 6 reasoning and skills are applied. That is called Shat Pramanas are there. All the Shat Pramana will be applied in the logical, and that I have already spoken about Shat Pramanas. So all the 6 logical conclusion, when it is done, then we are going to understand the situation properly. So in modern also life, this same thing, Shat Pramanas has been taken totally by the Vedanta, and Edward de Bono is there. So he has made 6 thinking hats. He is one of the management topic and subject book he has wrote, and he got lot of accolades and lot of things. But everything is nothing but Shat Pramanas only. So his book is 6 thinking hats. So a person has to think wearing different hats. Suppose when you are doing any work, you have to put a quality control hat. My work is qualitative or not qualitative. So this is like nothing but Shat Pramanas only. So, and the next hat maybe like black hat, red hat, white hat, like that will be there. So even if it is good, when I put it in practice, so many people may get affected. So then the managerial hat he has to put and see that. Similarly, 6 thinking hats are there. But this is Titiksha. 6 thinking hat, what you are putting is a modern way of telling, but our earlier way of Vedantic telling is, that is Edward de Bono's 6 thinking hat. It is a popular book. Last 5 years back it was very, very popular. Now it is theory of constraints and all the things are coming, 6 Sigma, all these things. So this book is totally copied by our Vedantic structure. So here also we have to see that suppose any situation comes, you will get hurt. What is getting hurt? So your mind may get hurt, physically may get hurt, your personality, ego may get hurt, so many things can hurt. So when you hurt, immediately you also want to start hurting. That is a natural reaction. So whenever you got hurt, immediately you also want to tell another one word, or if you have a capability, if he beats you 1 time, you will beat 2 times because you are more stronger than him. So you do all these things. So when someone causes harm, doing harm to him is natural. That is what it comes. When somebody insults you, you will be insulting him back. You have to properly analyze all these things. Why I am telling step by step like this is, you have to carefully question your mind along with me. I am taking you for self-inquiry in this methodology. You have to inquire yourself. Whenever I am talking something, you have to put question to yourself. In that situation, what are you going to do? You are going to do only these 3 things only. So what happens at that point of time, when we are doing, it is called pravrutti marga. It is called as pravrutti marga. That is directly we are involving without noticing our own intellect. We are not consulting anything. Immediately we are jumping into the situation. That is called as pravrutti marga. And that will bring you a lot of difficulty for that. There is another path is called as inner path. It is a sublimation path. That is a purification methodology of the path. So that is called as nivrutti marga. Nivrutti marga is reactions within my mind. Before I am acting outside, in my mind certain reactions are happening. I have to observe my reactions. And then I may take whether I have to beat or not beat. But you have to calculate inside and then beating. So harm for harm, insult for insult, it will only settle the action immediately. But according to Vedanta, you are going to get karma, karmic philosophy, your karmic burden, your load of karma burden, karmic burden will increase. So here you have to take a step back. You should not increase your karmic baggage. Your papa punya baggage, whatever is there, that only you are carrying all the way, not your possessions and not relations. So all your actions will have a result. So the result is due to punya, result due to papa may be there. The punya luggage is always lighter. Papa luggage is always heavier. So all your interaction, if you consult Viveka, Vairagya, Shama, Dama and Uparama, then you do different way of Nivritti Marga and solving the solution, solving the situation. That is the possibility is there. Then your karmic burden is less. That means you are not intentionally, indirectly, directly harming anybody. So you are not going to make any papa. From that, your karmic load, your karmic baggage is going to become less. That is what it says. This karmic baggage, what we are earning, is called as agami karma. So in the karma, we have sanchita karma, agami karma, prarabdha karma. There are three types are there. I will restrict myself to this agami karma. All our actions will bring one result. That is a karma. That karma is called as agami karma. This sanchita karma, prarabdha karma and all I am going to talk in the Atma Jnana very detailed. What is the karmic theory? What is karma theory? How the prarabdha karma comes? How the sanchita karma comes? How the agami karma comes? And how to eradicate all those things. All those things I will be talking in detail when I am taking the Atma Jnana topics. Right now, agami karma you should know. Presently, whenever you are doing an action will get a result. That may be a punya, that may be a papa. So according to Titiksha, if you are getting more and more papa, that baggage if you are getting, that means you are not practicing Titiksha. So Titiksha has to be practiced, means analyzing and doing. So things, it is not becoming a flight, you are not going to run away or you are not going to fight immediately. So you are making a calculated action. So that is called response, not a reaction, not an action. It is a response. So properly thought action is called response. So that will be done. Titiksha is going to do that. So if your baggage is becoming heavier, so your next janma also will be inflicted with this burden. So Titiksha means you have to reduce this burden of your baggage in this life also. If it is possible, make it zero. So that is what it says is samatvam, purnatvam, everything it says like that. Titiksha is that only. So Titiksha is bearing the dualities. I have always a double, this one is there, good, bad. In our life, 90% of our happiness and unhappiness is how we react, how we act. Based on that, it is coming. So if we properly know how to respond, so when we know properly how to respond, then our happiness will going to increase. That is 90% can become more happier, more happiest possibilities are there. For that, Titiksha is the thing has to be understood. So we blame always others and also situation. So scripture says, Purana says and all the other things says, whereas Rama has gone to Vanavasa, not because of his own fault. So because of something he has to endure. And Krishna has to endure, Harishchandra has to endure, Nala, Damayanti, Vishwamitra, Harishcha, everybody has got their own difficulties has come, they are faced in a different methodology. So totally you have to understand the Titiksha is your mind analysis, has to be getting wisdom. Jnana Prapti is called the Titiksha. So getting the Titiksha means endurance is getting the Titiksha. But analyzing power when you get it also, that is also called Titiksha. That is Jnana Prapti. Some are physical, some are mental. So many analysis has to be done. And the difficulties come in physical also and mental also. The pain which comes to the physical is called as Vyadhi. The pain for the physical body, whatever it is coming as called Vyadhi. The pain, whatever comes to the mind, it is called as Adi. So Adi and Vyadi, together it is called our life. So Sanskrit it says called as Adi Vyadi Sahitam Janma. So I cannot say I don't want Adi, I don't want Vyadi. Adi is a physical pain. Vyadi is a physical pain. Adi is the mental pain. So everybody says that I don't want these two pain. So it is not possible. So that is what Vedanta says is, so your expectation itself is wrong. I don't want this type of pain. Adi also I don't want, Vyadi also I don't want. No physical pain, no mental pain. Then only I will be happy. Who is going to get you that pain? So who is going to assure you that? So that is why your understanding itself should be clear. Adi Vyadi Sahitam Janma. That is what Vedanta says. So it is always there. Adi is also there, Vyadi is also there. Now you have to know how to manage it. So how to manage and how to bring it to without burden, how to do, you have to learn. So that is called Titiksha. Suppose you have a load is there, 10 kg load is there, you can't handle by your like a carry bag or something like that. You are going to lift it and put it on the shoulder like this. So and then after 10 minutes here the shoulder start paining. We are going to shift it to the right hand like this on shoulder. So we are shifting the pain here to there, there to here, here to there. But we are not finding a solution at all. So our solution is immediately comes to shift the, hold it on the hand, shift it to the shoulder, shift it to here. Like this only it is going on. Whereas in the same way, in Manas also, there are some pains are inflicted. That pain will cause you uncomfortability. That uncomfortability is becoming a load onto your mind. That mind loading on the mind is called manobhara. So manobhara is the one of the major bhara. Suppose you have 10 kg of the load. If you can't carry, you can ask somebody to carry, or you can hire a taxi and he can put it in that and go to your house, or you can throw away that baggage and you can become relaxed. Whereas manobhara is not like that. You cannot subcontract it. You cannot hire somebody to have your manobhara. So manobhara ashantasya manobharaha. So what is causing manobhara? Manobhara is caused by ashanti. Ashanti means you are not having the peace of mind. The peace of mind, why you have lost? Because of your interactions. So your interactions, you don't have the tolerance limit. Because of the interaction, you are going to get manobhara. Manobhara is the heaviest bhara. Suppose you are a 100 kg person. If your mind is very, very happy, you are jumping. How flexible you are going. Even 100 kg person, you are flexible. There is another 40 kg person is there. He is mentally worried. He cannot have a flexibility at all. Whereas science says physically flexible person is slim person is flexible. This heavy body person is not flexible. But it is opposite. Whereas Vedanta says if mind bhara is there, that bhara throughout the body it will be coming. Mind bhara means weight of the mind. Mind, where is the weight is there? Mind cannot caught, you cannot caught or catch also. But it takes the load. That load is taking you and making you shrugging, and it is putting you and you are not able to get up from your place also. Mind when it is heavy. So that is the possibility is there. It is not the physical liveliness, physical flexibility is not the bhara. So manobhara is the very difficult thing. In order to not to have manobhara, somebody else cannot take, your wife cannot take that, your children cannot take that, your parents cannot take that. You only have to know how to not to load your mind. But how to not to load your mind is one thing. But even if it is loaded, your capacity of load bearing also should increase. That is called as Titiksha. So Titiksha is a we have to find the method to handle this. So we have found ourselves three methods. The first method is a remedial method. The remedial method is we find solution for temporarily, we find solution. There is a problem comes to our mind. Immediately we don't have a permanent solution. Temporary solutions will be made, quick fix will be made. And because in order to get a permanent thing, you need a very time consuming process. Now time is not available. Quickly you take some decision and do that. And that is the methodology of finding a solution is the first method we are doing it. So even the tension wise, stress wise, this is more taxing because you have to doing any quick decision. You don't know whether tension is solved or not solved or it is increased or doing. But still we take this type of decision. So in that what happens, one pain goes, another pain comes. So today I had some pain and that type of pain has gone because I have taken certain decision. I start getting another type of pain. That is just like I said, the pain is shifted from one shoulder to another shoulder. We are not cut off the thing. So this is the one type of shifting the load from one shoulder to another shoulder. This is what we know. So we are only this type of management we are doing. This gives you only temporary pleasure and this will be always failing. It is not possible to succeed. It is but we don't see, we take a temporary solution, but we are forgetting the permanent solution. We are not working for the permanent solution. So we are happy and again we are continuing. So immediately we quick fix. We are making something. This is the first methodology of the mind, how it behaves. The second methodology, what happens when you continuously not attending a permanent solution, internally pressure is mounting. When pressure is mounting, you are going to explode on others. So second methodology, what we are having, whenever I have a difficulty, I am going to shout on others. So shout on others will bring additional type of problems. Already you had one problem. You are going to increase your problem by another tenfold. So this is the second method we have found out. First found out is temporary solution we are finding. The second is we are exploding on somebody, shouting, becoming angry on somebody. This is the second methodology we are doing it. The third methodology is I cannot even shout, so thereby I am going to suffer internally. So that means I am not going to tell anybody and I am suffering, I am suppressing it. When I am suppressing, I am not exploding on others, and implosion is happening. Implosion means I am shouting on myself. Hopeless fellow, dirty fellow, you are not able to do this, you are incapable. So I am shouting on myself. This is called implosion. Implosion, and then we get, when implosion is happening too much, you get into depression. That means the third methodology also not working. Suppression also will not work. This one also will not. Explosion also will not work. Temporary solution also will not work. So unfortunately we have only these three methodologies. Whereas scripture says these three methodologies will definitely not work. So you have to learn Titiksha. Titiksha is endurance or tolerance. So how to increase your tolerance limit? So the difference is the threshold limit. For example, if you are able to carry 1 kg without pain, if you put 2 kg, you are going to get pain. So now you have to practice 2 kg or 5 kg when you are carrying load. So earlier 2 kg was paining. Today you have practiced 5 kg is not going to pain. So this is the Titiksha, means you have to continuously extend your tolerance in the mind also, in the physical also. So in the same situation, you can see around you, one person is behaving calmly, another person is becoming short-tempered. For the same given situation, one person is becoming short-tempered, one person is very calm, smiling and all is there. How the same situation is not affecting him, not affecting him? What is the problem? So that means he has got Titiksha and he has learned how to endure that small pains and all those things. So pain, our pain definition itself is our trouble definition itself is pain within my limits, threshold limit is not a pain. Pain beyond my limit is a pain. So the threshold limit is the cutting point, cutoff point is there. So if this is my cutoff point, because within this I can tolerate, above this I cannot tolerate. So that means in a same situation, one person is becoming angry means he has a less tolerance limit. Other person is becoming smooth and calm and quiet. That means he has increased his tolerance limit. So we have to see that how to Titiksha is gradually increasing one's own tolerance limit. So that is called by sadhana, we have to increase that. The sadhanas are Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, and all the other things are Viveka, Vairagya. Apart from that, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, all those things are sadhana. When you do all those things, your Titiksha is going to increase. So that means any pain what we are undergoing is a subjective pain. That means it is not a standard scale is not there. For example, for you 1 kg is a pain, for another person 10 kg is not a pain. Then pain is a subjective. For you 1 kg is pain, for somebody it is not a pain. That means pain has not a relationship. So that means pain is not there outside, it is in your mind. So in your mind only pain it is created. It is 1 kg is a pain for you, 10 kg is not a pain for him. That means one small scolding is a pain, another small heavy scolding is not a pain for somebody. So he get detached immediately, he may not get pain at all. So Titiksha means increase the level of endurance, increase the level of patience, increase the level of immunity, resistance power, both physically and mentally. It is called, that is Titiksha. When Titiksha increases, your body, healthy immune system also increases. Titiksha, when you do that, Titiksha, mind high power resistance and very stay in calmness it will come. That is why Titiksha ka, they say it as Titiksha is Sahishnutvam, they call. Sahishnutvam is endurance. Sahishnutvam is when Sukadukha Shitashna Sukadukhadi Sahishnutvam in this word is there. Sahishnutvam is the tolerance limit you are extending, endurance and forbearance. So endurance is the physical level. So if you are having a 10 kg capacity, if somebody beats you 1, so you can also tolerate 10. That means you are increasing. Suppose in the kickboxing, what is happening? He is bleeding, but still he is tolerating it. So that means for you and me, one small pinch, he may die also. But that person in the boxing, he has practiced the physical tolerance. So any number of beatings, even he is bleeding in the nose, lips, everything also, he is not going to leave that game. He is going to fight for it. So that is the physical tolerance. That is called as endurance. The mental tolerance is called as forbearance. Forbearance is different. Mentally you are extending your patience. You continuously extending. That is sadhana. Both put together is called Titiksha. So now you have understood what is Titiksha is. I have to come to this definition itself. So much time I have taken. Titiksha definition. So Titiksha means physical endurance and mental forbearance. Forbearance is withstanding capacity of your mind you are increasing. So both put together it is called as Titiksha. Sita Ushna is the physical pain of this one, whether it is summer, whether it is winter, So there are some Himalayan yogis are there. They go only with Kaupina at minus 70 degree. They make meditation sitting on the ice. For you and me, we are putting jackets, shoes, everything, but 5 minutes we can't stand in the snow. So he is also a human being, I am also a human being. He has extended physical tolerance and mental tolerance. So he can sit on the ice nakedly and do meditation for hours together. So that is his capacity. So he has created that endurance. So that endurance in our day-to-day life, we need not become so much, but still we have to create our endurance. So one is matured, another is not matured because of this endurance only. Shitoshna Sahishnutvam, it is called as Sukha Dukkha. The developmental patience, it is called endurance and forbearance. So we get a mental pain because of what? Our interactions and emotional arguments because of that only. Both with outsiders and with family members, we are getting into this type of interactions. Not only this one, sometimes within your own mind also, you are having this type of argument. So if you examine carefully why these arguments or everything is happening. So how my wife has to look after me, my spouse has to look after me, how my son, grandson, children, parents and in-laws and how brother-in-laws or in-laws, everybody has to look at me is my expectation. So it is my expectation, and including my coffee, how it should be there, including my food, how it should be there, everything is my expectation. Different types of expectation. Before why I am going to become angry, you have to analyze this. So all are your set of expectations are there. Whenever you get an unfulfilled expectation, immediately you get a pain, you become angry, you are getting irritated. So you understood what is the pain giving thing is your unfulfilled expectations. That means expectation, when you are setting up an expectation, have you talked to all the people, this is my expectation? Have they agreed to fulfill all these things? It is simply your mind has created an expectation and you are demanding that expectation, everybody should fulfill that. When unfulfilled expectations are there, it is going to become pain. It is going to become irritation. So now you have to see who is at fault. So that means it is my own behavior, my own language, my own actions, my own things creating pain. So more sensitive, more pain. We are becoming more sensitive, that means we become more pain. More pain, more suffering is happening. That means Vedanta says if you are more sensitive, then equally you should have more tolerance also. So a small word is going to hurt you if you are so sensitive. That means you should be very, very careful of your enlarging your tolerance limit. Titiksha you have to increase. You need it more because you are sensitive. That means you need more titiksha. You have to do that. Otherwise, life becomes miserable and you will be finding the whole world is enemy and nobody is liking. Everything will be, this one is there. Pain cannot be shared by anybody. So you should keep it in mind. So for that, what is the preparation? Expect the all unfavorable situations, words, talkings, everything you have to expect. And prepare with a higher tolerance to face it. That is called Titiksha. You have to prepare yourself to, he will scold like this only. So finish. Then that will not pain you. So similar way, you have to increase your Titiksha. For expect all the unexpected things, unfavorable things, everything. And get ready for that. Get ready for the unexpected things. And how to face it immediately not. So whenever you have free time self-inquiry when you are doing, what are your sensitive points? For that, how to get ready. For that all, you have to make Titiksha. Develop higher and higher level of tolerance. Grow beyond pains. So I am going to give my own personal example. I am made a sadhana That is, I am walking from Bangalore to from my house to Tirupati. It is about 250 kilometers. Daily 50 kilometers you have to walk. So that means I am not even walking 5 kilometers every now. Even to bring coriander leaves, I will go in a scooter or something like that. So all of a sudden 50 kilometers can you walk? So you have to start practicing 48 days before. So then, and also barefoot you have to walk. It is not that with comfortable Nike shoes, something like that. So full barefoot, it will press all the stones, all the thorns, everything will be there. It will press and it should not bleed you. So you have to have a mental control. And by that what happens? You are going to, how to walk you will learn. So how to walk in the sense, you are putting entire body weight on your feet. It is not going to do. So you have a sadhana, you become an anti-gravity walking. So the load totally will not be on your leg. It is just like floatingly you are going to walk. So that practices and all will be done. Thereby your leg will not get this one. But I am a same person. For 10 years I walked in row. Not even one small damage happened to my leg because of the previous sadhana. Whereas the same thing with my so many friends and colleagues have come, they have started first day only bruises, bleeding, and the pus formation and everything. They have stopped the walking and they went back to home. They are not could not complete this one. So this is the tolerance, physical tolerance, mental tolerance, and there are sadhanas how to do that. Everything has to be done. Then the walking was daily 50 kilometer was comfortable. So continuously I was doing like that. So that is called endurance. That is called forbearance. That is called Titiksha. So this is one way of analyzing. Next class I am going to analyze in another way. So I'll tell you what is Titiksha, what has to be done. So thank you. Today I am concluding this talk. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.